Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation is from Bhagat Namdev Ji in the Rag Tilang. Hale Yaran Hale Yaran Hale Yaran Khus Khabari. O friends, there is good news. And be assured that the news is not ordinary good news. It is not about the stock market or the fact that one's fortunes have changed. The good news here is the good news of recognition. Namdev Ji is seeing something. He has recognized the beloved beneath the noise of power, beneath the confusion, beneath the anxiety of human striving. And immediately his reaction, the Rahao, is Bal bal jao, how bal bal jao, Niki teri begari, ale tera nao, Rahao. So the immediate reaction is Bal bal jao, how bal bal jao. Bal bal jao, bal, sacrifice, devoted, giving up of oneself. That is Namdev's reaction to this recognition. I must sacrifice again and again. And Niki Teri Begari, that is the spiritual heart of this Sabad. What he is saying is, even your spoiling is good. In other words, even when you undo what I'm doing, it is good. It sounds a bit impossible. Normally, when good things happen, we refer to the divine as good. When doors open, when health returns, when success comes, or your child prospers, we say, God is good. But Namdev Ji is saying something much more difficult. He's saying, even when you undo my design, even when you disturb what I was building, even when you spoil my plans, that too is good. Now, of course, he's not saying that pain is pleasant. He's not saying that loss is easy. And he's not saying that grief is an illusion. He's certainly not offering us any cheap consolation. He is pointing us to an entirely different measure of what good is. And it is not what the ego calls good. It is what wisdom calls good. That is the difference. So, there is this Greek myth about Sisyphus, who was condemned to push a boulder up a mountain only for it to roll down again endlessly. And that is the human condition for Western existentialists. We desire meaning, order, clarity, but the universe does not answer us in the way we want. And yet, despite all of this, the existentialist would say, Sisyphus is not happy, but he becomes conscious of his fate, but he refuses to despair. That is where dignity is. But Namdev Ji stands in a different world. He's not saying life is absurd, like the Western existentialist is. But what Namdev is saying, I will not revolt against meaninglessness. Namdev is saying, life may overturn me, but I'm not abandoned. The boulder may roll down every day. The road may confuse me, but the one who guides is still present. The undoing is not meaningless. It may be hukam. It may be correction. It may be my liberation. So Namdev Ji Gurbani is giving us devotional trust. Niki teri bigari. You have to be able to see the good and the bad as being part of this large cosmic play. So the divine spoiling, bigari, is the breaking of an illusion. What we call failure sometimes is the collapse of a false road. It's the loosening of an attachment that had become a prison. So you have to shift your orientation. Ale tera now, naam, living reality, the presence, the remembrance. Be guided by that. And then the first stanza continues. Kuja Ahmad, Kuja Rafti, Kuja Mein Ravi. Where have you come from and where have you gone? In other words, where do you come from? Where do you go? Where are you going? Dwarka Nagari Ras Bhoy. Please speak to me about the city of Dwarka. Kuja, Persian, Ahmad. These are questions of direction and meaning in life. Where is the beloved? Where is Naam to be found? Which road leads to that city where the beloved is? What is the true path? Dwarka, as we know it, is Krishna's city, a coastal city in Gujarat. But here, Dwarka is more than just a place. It is a destination of longing. It is the inner city of recognition. It is where the seeker finally knows the beloved. So you see, in life, there are many false Dwarkas. We imagine that we have arrived at Dwarka if we find the right job, the right house, the right ideology, the right social standing, the right labels. We feel we have arrived. These are our private Dwarkas. But Namdeji is saying, where is Dwarka? Where is the real path? And then he responds, Khoob teri pagri, meethe tere bol. Beautiful is your path. Sweet are your words. So the path to that city consists of sweet words, speech, sweetness, devotion. Dwarka nagari kahe ke magol. Pagri here is not turban, by the way. It's direction. So, the way is beautiful. Not easy, but beautiful. Not always flattering to the ego, but beautiful. That is where Niki Teri Bigari and Khoob Teri Pagri come together. Even your undoing is good because your path is beautiful. Along the path, you may pass through disappointments. It may pass through the collapse of certainty. It may pass through being humbled. It may pass through the loss of what we thought defined us. But Namdev Ji says the path is still beautiful because it belongs to the beloved. And then Dwarka Nagari Kahe ke Mughal. Why seek Dwarka among the Mughals? Not to be taken literally as the Mughals, but it signifies, Mughal here signifies empire, domination, status, worldly authority. Why should I seek that? Why should I seek Dwarka amongst these things? So Mughal, worldly sovereignty, the glamour of ruling, the machinery of power, the impressive structures. So Namdev Ji is saying, why would I seek Dwarka within all of these structures? And then the third stanza says, Chanli hazare alam ekal khana, Hum chini patisahi savale barna. There may be thousands of worlds, countless realms, many lords and khans, but I have recognized the sovereign, the one. So Namdev Ji is now expanding from the city to the entire cosmos. Countless realms, countless powers, countless claimants. The world is full of khans and rulers and systems and institutions. But Namdev says, Hamachini Patisaha Savale Barna. I have recognized the true sovereign, the dark-hued one. Chini, I have recognized. Recognition. And then in the final stanza, Asapat Gajpat Narah Narind Name ke Swami Mir Mukand. Asapat Gajpat Narah Narind. The Lord of horses, the Lord of elephants, ruler over humans and kings. That is the sovereign that I have recognized. Name ke Swami, that is the master. Mir, the sovereign. Mukand, the liberator. So he gathers the symbols of power, royal power, horses, elephants, rulers, kings. The world admires them, still does. Just the symbols have changed a little. But Nama says, Name ke Swami. That Swami that I have recognized not in these power structures, that is my liberator. So that's the good news. Recognize the sovereign within. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.